This is Let's Talk About Magnum PI, the podcast from fans for fans of Magnum PI.
Hi, you guys! We're on another episode, and we have Asia with us. Hi!
Yeah. Hi!
This is awesome!
Welcome!
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Nervous, but I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I didn't have to be nervous. It's just two dorks with you.
Totally informal, just chatting about MPI, you know.
Yes, especially today. Today is just a chatting episode, so spoiler warning, if you don't want to have spoilers, turn away now. Because there might
We're going to be tackling...
Just to be sure.
We're tackling everything.
Everything that we want. And we've no idea what that is so far. So, let's start with, what do you think? Are you excited for season 4?
I am. Actually.
Yay!
Yeah, I can't wait, honestly.
Yeah.
We've waited a long time. It's time to watch season 4.
Technically, like, 18, 19 weeks now?
I think we're down to 29 days. I have a countdown on my phone. I'm pretty sure it's like 29 days.
29 days until, but we've had like 18, 19 weeks because we started the podcast relatively soon after the show ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
It has.
It's about time they are back on our screens.
We miss our dorks.
Oh, yeah. And they're not feeding us enough behind the scenes stuff this year.
Yeah.
We're starving.
It's so limited.
Yeah.
I don't know where everything is. Yeah. Though to be fair, Jay and Purdy fed us really cute sunrise and sunset pictures this week, which is awesome. They did.
The other day, I was like watching those their stories back and forth, trying to figure out if it was the same place, and it was. And I was like,
"Yeah,
oh my god,
definitely was the same place."
And it surprises me that they're in the same place. But I know that they're filming together every day, but it's just surprising. I don't know.
I saw your tweet about that, and I was like, "Yep, same." Somehow, it still surprises me that they're in the same place, despite knowing they are.
Yeah, and it's like they film 90% of their scenes together, and yet all of us are like, "Oh my god, they're together!" Because it's literally perfect every single time.
For some reason, we don't even know if they filmed. They might have just,
been hanging out.
Done Dawn Patrol and Sunset Patrol, aka been out surfing and paddling. Who knows?
Could be.
Who knows? Also, I have a feeling season 4 is going to be quite angsty.
Yes. I think so too, and I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's gonna bring up the feels, and I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh yes, especially with the new girl.
Yes.
I am so excited for her.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. I'm one of the few people probably online, as far as I can see, who's very excited about her being there and about her storyline for various reasons.
Well, I'm in this group chat with there's 6 of us, and most of us are excited for her. Some of us aren't, but yeah, it's fine. Mostly I've seen people excited in this group chat. On timeline, not so much, but
oh yeah,
it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fan has been on fire.
Yeah.
Yep. Twitter's been there's been a million tweets in the last what is it now? I guess about a week, almost a week.
Yeah.
We found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just under a week of knowing this news.
And it's so interesting. People are out there disliking Leah already, but then we have Chantal, who's the sweetest.
Yeah. She's so
Happily
sweet. And she's interacting with everyone.
Yeah.
Which I love. And on every platform. Whether it's Instagram or Twitter or even TikTok. I saw she posted a TikTok on her Instagram about coming home to Canada. Spoiler alert, she's from the same city as me, which I think is really cool. And she's actually here right now, so I'm freaking out because I found out she's here. And I saw her TikTok, and I was like, oh, like, welcome home. And then she like liked it and put like I think it was like a heart emoji. She's super, super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's unfair to judge like her character yet, because again, we literally know nothing, right? I mean, am I thrilled that they're doing 2 love interests back to back? No, because I think the writing isn't like not necessarily the best, but am I very interested to see how they do it, and like, am I excited to see Leah? Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You know, because I want to see where they go with it.
And here I am. I'm actually thrilled that they're doing it for one reason. For 2 reasons. One of them is I am a female who finds Jay Hernandez attractive, and I really don't mind potential shirtless scenes and kissing scenes. Really don't mind that. Give me. The other part is Leah has a secret.
Yeah.
That she apparently keeps from Magnum. And who had a secret that she kept from her boyfriend last season? Higgy. We can have we're having a direct contrast between Higgy and Ethan and what's his name? Thomas and Leah. It's because my tiny Thomas is currently banging a ball against the wall.
Fun.
For some reason.
Luckily, yeah. I mean, I love your hedgehog. He's so cute.
Yeah.
And also, this secret, like, again, we don't know what it is. It could have major implications. I just hope it's not white SUV all over again. That's my
Yes. That was no, just no.
I don't think anybody can really talk about that episode without being a little upset, shall we say.
This episode had so much potential. It had, if we followed through with certain things, for example, just show the car. Number 1. Second, which you, Liz, keep telling me, why have we never found out how the hell they got the jump on Higgy?
Duh.
Especially since that guy isn't the most talented guy.
Clearly, we saw he's not that great. Like, she was easily able to escape. I mean, yes, she got stopped by the electric fence, but still, the fact that she was able to escape that easily just shows that he was not prepared for her.
Thomas could escape easily too.
Yeah.
Like, they're not particularly good at it. The electric fence is the other thing that really bothers me. I've worked with a race car team that has electric cars, and one of my mechanics touched the car while it was in high voltage, and we legitimately had to drive him to the hospital because of that, and he got killed. Like, he had heart arrhythmia and got killed in the hospital and brought back, but basically, I'm just like, she just touched a high voltage fence. Why is nobody talking about this? This has consequences for a person.
Yeah,
if at least burns. But nah, she just
she had nothing on her hands or anything.
Didn't even
like
ruffle
no
her
bandages after. Like,
it's something that the show isn't great about. It's like the continuity, is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah.
With the rules and the characters getting hurt, they just next episode they have nothing, and it's weird.
No, it's not technically weird. We don't know how much time passes between most of the episodes, so there could have been technically like 2 weeks between them where they can heal. I think all of Lankov's shows, actually, or all the shows that Lankov originally came up with or rebooted, have the same problem. There's like 1, 2 parts where I remember him actually following through with the continuity for more than one episode, which is Steve McGarrett breaking his arm in season 1 and Steve McGarrett getting a liver transplant at the end of season 6 and it actually carrying over to season 7 for like half an episode. No, 1 episode and a half. And that's it.
Yeah.
So like they're not good at that, which we would technically all love to see. I mean,
but my biggest continuity issue so far, I mean, there are some, but I think I've said it in the past, but when we had that whole exchange scene in 309 where they drive up in some random car and Ziggy's in the trunk. It's like, at the very minimum, have them drive up in the white SUV and have them haul her out of the white SUV so that people can get it. It was the white SUV.
Yeah.
I mean, but I have to say, as somebody who, like, watched the episode and like, sort of got it, I wasn't 1,000% sure at the very end that it was the same guy. But then, as soon as the episode ended, I was like, okay, I guess that was the white SUV guy, right? But it was definitely not 100% clear that they were the same guys. You know, they just kind of mentioned it in passing. But I mean, I knew as soon as the episode ended that they were supposed to be the white SUV guys. But until it ended, I was kind of like, are they? Aren't they? I'm pretty sure they are, but maybe they're not. But then it was, like at the end, I was like, okay, yeah, it's done.
Did you think? Did you know it at the end of the episode, Asia?
Well, it's complicated. When I watched the episode, yes, I knew, but because I don't watch the episode live, obviously, because it's 2 a.m. for me. And the next day I have school.
Me too.
The next day I have school, so I can stay up.
What? You go to school on Saturdays?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Awful.
Poor girl!
Oh, that's awful.
So, yeah, I have school, so I can't watch the episode until Saturday afternoon, usually. And by that time, I just saw spoilers all over Twitter, so it's not fun.
It's kind of ruined.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
That does suck.
I gotta admit, I didn't. I didn't know.
No.
At the end, I didn't know. I was like, it could be. It was mentioned, but if I was like, I've seen 5-0 and some of MacGyver at that point and some of Magnum. I was like, they wouldn't have that weak of a payoff. No way that. Yeah, well, my faith in them kind of got ruined afterwards. Because, like,
I think a lot of people's did, to be honest with you. I think most fans were lost a little bit of faith at that point.
Yeah, and I kept trying to tell myself, oh, it's because, you know, there was a point in Hawaii where you could basically not rent a car. And then I keep remembering that they filmed it during the time where they could easily rent a car because nobody was there. No tourists, nothing. Mm. So, you could have rented a white SUV.
I mean, they did.
Just like, it would have been the basic thing.
They did at the start, yeah.
Yeah.
Just one appearance of that car would have been enough, probably.
Yeah.
Basic thing. It's literally the basic thing. Like, if we get rid of the whole, how did they kidnap an MI6 agent? How did they not, restrain her? How this, da-da-da. If we literally just think about purely continuity and white SUV, it was the basic thing to do. Like, literally, they had one thing to do to make that episode work a hell of a lot better, and they failed.
Not even continuity basic problems. One of the first things that you learn in screenwriting and any other writing, any form of storytelling, is show, not tell. We had Thomas Magnum tell us that it could be the white SUV. Why not just show us the car?
Exactly.
And have him be like, oh, it's them! Or something like that, instead of, it could be them, and no confirmation, not even him saying it.
Yeah,
so
true.
even the telling was a little bit off.
Yeah, he was like, it might be them.
Yeah, but we did know it was them. They never said, oh yeah, it was them. Oh yeah, we drove the white SUV. Nothing.
I think I still see people asking the writers, are we getting the SUVs? Why SUVs?
They still are.
Yeah, it's weird.
I think the other day I don't know who I talked to, but they were like, oh, I can't wait to have the solution for the white van storyline in season 4. I'm like, I hate to break it to you, we had that solution for like 11 episodes.
Half season ago.
You missed it.
Half a season ago?
Yeah. So fun.
Oh,
yeah.
So much potential.
At least we got the hug.
Yes.
At least we got the hug.
Oh, yeah.
That was a beautiful moment.
That was a beautiful hug. I really loved that hug.
I remember going to bed that night, and I just kept waking up through the night. And I texted my friends, and I was like, "Did they hug?" And they were like, "Yes."
I feel like I saw you being like, I hope we get a hug on Twitter.
I think so. Yeah, I probably tweeted that like 3 times before the episode.
Yeah. And I remember I was like sitting there like, it's a kidnapping story. If they don't hug, what the hell are they doing?
Weird. Yeah. If that was not the moment. If that was not the moment for it, there wasn't gonna be one.
Yeah.
At least not in that season. And we got 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did.
I mean, the second one was sad.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Once again, I got totally distracted.
I
get distracted by his arms a lot. I am sorry.
I was too busy shedding tears to truly enjoy it. Because I was watching it live, because it's like perfect time zone for me. So I'm watching it live, and I'm like, oh my god, no, and then he hugged her, and I was like, literally, like I started to cry. I was like, no. Like the end of the season and the hug and her leaving, I was like, no. So this can't be how it ends. I can't wait like 8 months for the next part. Like, you can't leave me like this. So I had to rewatch it a couple times.
Much. I love that ending so much because it left so much potential open for how season 4 is gonna open. Because there's multiple potential scenarios that we had in mind. Well, some of them already got disproved by just the fact that Lydia exists. Mm-hmm. One being like, they never make it to the airport. One being like, they never fly. One being like, it just picks up where they leave for some reason. Mm-hmm. Or, we have a time jump to 6 months.
Her back.
She, for some reason, she leaves Kenya early. And the entire no time jump thing, that's disproven now. Because we have Lydia, and Magnum needs a little bit of time to get to know her and actually get.
Well, it also said that they've been dating for a couple months.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I mean, and I think at least to me, it was fairly obvious that we were going to get a little bit of a time jump. I did have a brief period where I thought maybe we were going to start with like Higgy at the airport, deciding not to get on, but then I was like, no, they wouldn't do that, they wouldn't have this whole goodbye, everything, just to have it pick up with her being like, hey, peace, because that to me would have been, like, the end, so I don't know, I didn't see it happening, and then my initial thought was also, like, obviously Higgy's coming home early, because 6 months time jump is too long in the writing universe, because then that would put us in the future in a way. So I was like, it can't, for sure she's coming home early.
Theoretically, we were already in the future. Because, as probably everybody noticed, Corona is over on Magnum PI.
Yeah.
It's not in reality, so, theoretically, we're already in the future now. Going back to, you didn't think it was going to happen, they would have totally done it. Just imagine they get to the airport, someone's, shooting up the airport, killing Ethan, totally would have done it. Depends on how they wanted to start the season, they would have totally done it.
But see, that could have been, to me, that would have been, the final scene of season 3. Would have been them getting to the airport and Ethan getting shot. Boom, cliffhanger. Why would they start with that? Why would they start with that, though?
Do you know how long you have to sit in transit on international flights?
Yes.
Magnum could have had an entire case. An entire half-day case with, gin or something. And then the end of episode 1 was Ethan getting shot. It's possible. But possible.
Yeah, the end of the episode, but there was no way that it was going to start with that.
Unless they unexpectedly lost JLE for filming.
Okay, fine. Barring any crazy rewrites, I'll give you that.
Yeah. And as we know, we didn't. He's around.
Nope.
He was around.
He is definitely around. Because we did get, well, first of all, it was fairly obvious that if she ended up going to Kenya, that he would be there for at least an episode, and then we did get that TV Line article recently that did say that we will see him again. So.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people mad about Ethan being there, but, like, it could be just for one episode of them together in Kenya.
That's my theory.
Yeah. We have strong theories about that, and suspicions about that, so, like, he's probably just gonna be in one episode, and then it's over.
Yeah. One, maximum two.
My JLE fan heart is currently broken over that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that dude so much.
Yeah.
What do you want to see in season 4?
Well, we need to have a reunion hug. That's it. I want it. Like, that's it. And I don't know what else. An undercover kiss, maybe.
Oh.
That'd be nice.
That would be interesting. and not impossible. We already had them pose as a couple.
And we know they're going undercover again this season. The writers have tweeted that.
I mean, obviously, they kind of do it all the time, even though it's just like half a scene or something. But pretending to be a couple is their strong suit.
It really is.
I don't know why Gordon was like, people would find out you're not a couple because you don't act like a couple. I'm sorry, but they do.
They definitely do.
They do.
They definitely do.
I was just rewatching an episode today as I'm doing the rewatch thing, one episode every day, and it was episode 8 of season 2, and it's the one where Higgy is mad at Thomas, and she tells him she doesn't want to be on the case, but then she is on a case, and he finds her, and the man was like, you have to apologize, that's the only way to preserve a marriage. And like, everyone sees that they could be a couple.
Yes.
They can
I saw your tweet about that. That was beautiful.
Yes. I didn't see it yet. I came straight from work, kicked some butt, and now I'm here. I'm still in my butt kicking clothes.
But I just hope that the Miggy reunion doesn't get spoiled by the love triangle. Like
that's what you mean. Okay.
I have mixed feelings about like this scenario. So one of my scenarios that I was thinking was maybe Higgy comes home early from Kenya. Thomas doesn't know. She goes to the guest house to, like, tell him she's home and everything, and Leah's there. Which would essentially ruin the Miggy reunion, because obviously she's not going to intrude if Leah's there. So I like that, like, I hate that scenario because it would ruin my Miggy reunion hug and my Miggy reunion, but I also kind of like it because then we would see, like, the tension sort of between Miggy when he finally does realize she's home after Leah's gone and everything, and then she could be a little bit, like, on edge, maybe, because she doesn't know whether or not to say that she saw him, and obviously he's not telling her about Leah, because the article did say that he does hide Leah. Again, we don't know if he manages to hide Leah from all of them, or, like, if as soon as Higgy comes home, that's when everybody finds out about Leah, right? Like, maybe he was only hiding her before, and now Higgy comes home, so he's like, okay, I kind of have to tell her because we live at the same, like, on the same property. How am I supposed to be seeing this woman and having her come to the guest house if Higgy's going to be there the whole time? She's obviously going to figure out quite quickly that there's something going on between Magnum and Leah.
There's another potential Higgy walks in on them scenario. Imagine she walks in, Magnum's, like, in the kitchen, she sees he's alone, and goes in, and then Leah comes in, and there's surprise ruined. On multiple occasions, we might still get the hug, but then, Leah walks in.
I would love that. That's the perfect scenario.
Yeah, I think it would be good too. Like, I mean, it's the first time we see Leah too, maybe. Like, we get the reunion, the reunion, and then Leah walks in, and we're like, oh, hi, hello.
If it is the first time we see her, it might be that we see her as Gordon's partner first.
I have a feeling that's going to be the case. I bet we're going to see her because in the TV line picture that came with the article, they're clearly working on a case together.
Yeah.
And that is the same shirt that he's wearing in that picture is the same shirt he's wearing in the premiere episode, based on the interviews he did with Billy V or whatever.
I just had in my head the way he typed to get Iggy to help him, and him sitting in a computer always brings up these memories. Like, I can't type, must help me, Iggy. Thank ya.
I mean, but he did admit he did it to get her to type, so he obviously knows.
Absolutely, but it still always brings that up. So like he knows.
So true.
What else do we want to see?
I mean, I kind of want to see them go to Bernardo's wedding together, but if Leah is there,
That was loud.
It was loud.
Is that a blender?
No idea.
no?
Okay. I love these random intrusions. Yeah, I would love that too. I mean, do we know how long Leah lasts?
No.
I have a theory.
Me too.
I think mid-season. I would say. Okay. Backtracking. They're currently filming episode 5, which we know that Leah is not in because she's in Montreal. So, and she, from what I can tell based on her Instagram stories, she's been auditioning. I don't think she's finished in Hawaii because she did say BRB.
Yeah.
So I would say around mid-season.
She's already looking for work after.
Exactly. So she clearly has an end date already for her, which kind of leads me to believe it's kind of, and if she's doing it, like if she's already looking for work now, then I would assume she's probably only got maybe 2 more episodes, I would say. I mean, like, it depends how long, right? Because it depends
what
how
she's auditioning for.
Exactly. Because, like, she could be auditioning for something that doesn't start until, like, next September, right? But she could also be auditioning for something that's starting in January, let's say. So, I mean,
she could be auditioning for something that starts next week.
Exactly.
If she ends up running into a Marvel audition.
Exactly.
Well, in 2 weeks.
So,
thanks to Corona now.
So, I do think my guess would be around mid-season. That's my guess.
Yeah, same.
Because I don't think that she would be auditioning for things this early if she was going to be there till the end of the season, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know that they don't wrap the season till March normally. So if she's going to be in that episode, then I don't think she would be auditioning now. She could be, but
she could be though.
She could be, but it's.
We know that there's always productions usually have like this leeway that they can talk to each other and be like, hey, we need her for this in this episode. Do you need her for this in this episode? And they could be just like, yeah, but we can squeeze these scenes together and these scenes together, and then we're both in the clear.
Which she's already doing with another show. She's already on another show, right? So she's already sharing her time between MPI and this other show. So throwing in a third kind of, again, heightens my suspicion.
Yeah, which is, by the way, the same thing that JLE does, and depending on whether or not his character's in season 3 of Carnival Row, I was always like, he's going to be in season 4 of Magnum PI, or he's going to be in season 3 of Carnival Row. There's like no in between in my head.
Well, wasn't he just with Orlando Bloom?
Yeah, I
Like
saw
a little
that.
while ago.
There's strong indications that he's in season 3.
Yeah.
Strong indications.
So,
and I might have found some behind the scenes pictures of him, and I am very, very, very happy about his makeup. Very happy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. I'm sad we're losing JLE because, like you said, Eve, I'm a big fan of him. But I mean,
we get to see him with wings after.
True.
I mean, that's nice. Something that you don't get to see every day.
No. And I think, like, so the other thing with having the back-to-back love triangle, not love triangle because it's not really a love triangle, but the relationships back-to-back is, I think, obviously they're both to serve the Miggy agenda in the end. I think Ethan was there to sort of get the ball rolling for Thomas, and also he was there for Higgy, right? Because Higgy needed to realize that she can be in a relationship, that she can be loved, that she can open her heart again, and that
she had to heal from Richard.
Exactly, yeah. and Ethan was a huge stepping stone for her, right? And I think that even, like, Leah could potentially be a stepping stone for her as well, right? Because imagine she breaks up with Ethan, or vice versa, because we don't know who's going to break up with who, or even if they do. Strong suspicions, but, you know, and then she comes back, and over the season, she sort of starts to realize her feelings in the same kind of way that Magnum was starting to realize his feelings for her last season, right? And then, like, it's not very possible, but it's possible that when, like, if Leah only makes it to, like, let's say mid-season, that they do have, like, the rest of the season of sort of, like, getting into that relationship, and maybe, again, it's possible, it's not a definite certainty, but it's possible that by the end of season 4, we could have the very beginning of Miggy as canon. It is possible, depending on when, like, how long Magnum dates Leah for. If he dates Leah, obviously, till, like, past mid-season, then no, because I don't think it would develop that quickly at all. But
I just gotta say something. The beginning of Miggy, in my interpretation, would be one of them openly stating their feelings, being which is like Magnum to TC. Yeah, okay, I've got feelings for her. That for me would already be a sufficient beginning for Miggy, canon Miggy thing, because then we know he wants her or her doing it.
Exactly. And I think it could be her. I think it very well possibly could be Higgy who first realizes her feelings, and that's why we had to have her have the love interest first, right?
And then Leah.
I think
the timeline actually strongly suggests that Higgy might be the first.
Yep. And it could be potentially that one of them could potentially admit, like, this. I'm picturing the end of Castle season 4 to be pretty much the same as where we're heading at the end of season 4.
And like me, the only time I watched a show with Nathan Fillion was when JLE was in it, and that's the only episode I saw, so enlighten me, what happened?
So, basically, at the end, backtracking again, at the end of season 3,
today.
I do, because you have to understand the backtrack before you can understand why it's so comparable. So, at the end of season, so the main woman gets shot, ends up dating her doctor in season 3. Beckett, yeah, in season 3, okay? And then, she gets shot again? Am I getting this wrong? Did she get shot, like, twice? Pretty, like, or maybe she ends up in the hospital the first time for something else, but then she gets shot, and that's when Castle, like, basically admits that he loves her. Like, he tells her to her face, but she's unconscious, and he thinks that she doesn't hear it, okay? But she does. So then, the beginning of season 4 is, her like, knowing that he has feelings for her, but, like, not wanting to get into it, obviously. She breaks up with the doctor boyfriend. And then at the end of season 4, the last scene of season 4 is her showing up at his house and admitting her feelings. So obviously it's not going to play exactly the same in Magnum, but obviously, but like I could see Higgy, you know, over the course of the season realizing her feelings with Leah, and then when Leah's out of the picture, as long as she's out of the picture long enough before the season finale, I do think it's a very big possibility that something like that could happen. I'm not ruling it out. Like, there were a lot of people that as soon as we found out about Leah, right away were like, Miggy's not going to happen this season. It's like, well, we don't know, because we don't know how long Leah's going to be there, and we don't know what's going to happen, right?
Honestly, the fandom is sometimes quite dramatic.
But it's like Jay said in an interview, if they happen now, it's not fun anymore. I mean, it could be fun, but it's not the same anymore, and
exactly.
Yeah, it's not fun if it happens now.
You're not guaranteed that you get if again, there's this huge will they won't they aspect that people love, that people are attracted to. Even if you're a great writer, you're not guaranteed that whatever you replace that with works with the audience. And as much as fans are like, oh my god, if you stop watching, like the fandom online on Twitter, if you stop watching, the show's gonna end. I'm sorry, but you're overestimating our power. We're the fandom, but we're not the majority of fans that watch the show. So sorry. So, like, if they lose them, that's a problem. If they lose us, yeah, still a problem, but not as big as losing the general audience. I mean, they could be thinking the same as we are, but I also know that there's fans, general audience fans, that really don't want to see Miggy happen. Because we would lose this will they, won't they factor, and it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, of course, the dramatics online that are just like, I only watch for Miggy! Yeah, if you want to watch a show for only, if you want to watch a show for only a relationship, maybe this is not your show. Because there's a little bit more to Magnum PI than just
Miggy.
A romantic couple.
Yeah. Who are not even a couple, so.
Yet.
Yet.
I'm still team, it's gonna happen eventually.
Oh, me too. It's just a question of when.
Even Hernandez doesn't rule it out. He's just like, if it's gonna happen at the very, very, very end.
Yeah.
They might spoil us a little and throw us a treat in, as you said, the undercover kiss. That's a strong possibility that I could totally see happening.
Yeah.
Can hope.
We can hope and be like, hey, shout it to the Eunice. Writers, please, thank you.
Oh, a scenario just came into my head.
Oh!
Scenario just came into my head. What if they are doing the undercover mission, HPD knows about it, Leah's on the other side of the camera,
yes.
and Miggy has to kiss, and Leah has to watch it, and then she sees sort of like what Abby saw, right? Because it was the same kind of situation when Abby noticed them working together, so maybe Leah is going to be like, hey, that was more than just a let's not get killed today kiss, that was a I really do love you kiss, and then maybe that will start...
Neither of us knows it.
Exactly. Maybe that will start Leah's thought process of maybe they are more than just business partners and everything. Like, I don't think that it will cause a breakup like it did with Abby, but I think it'll put a few doubts in Leah's mind, because I think it's the secret that breaks them up. Quite frankly, I think it's Leah's secret that's going to break them up.
Yeah.
I do too.
Whatever.
Depending on what the secret is, I'm going to ask you what the secret is in a moment, but depending on what the secret is, someone might actually be able to compare Leah to... Shit, what's her name?
Abby?
No! Anna? The other one! Before Abby. Thank you.
Hannah. Hannah.
he might actually draw comparisons to her and be like, yeah, but she's been like that, and the only woman that never did this and always consults me about her secrets is, eventually is that blonde one. So
I just thought of something. I just remembered the episode where Hannah shot at Thomas. That they're in the hospital, and he says he is like, be nice, something like that, and he says, I
would have hated that.
And then he says, like, I already had someone in my life who wasn't who I thought she was, and it's kind of the same situation here, because Leah is lying to Thomas, basically, and it's kinda, and it could be the same. It could end up being the same.
I'm a strong advocate for omission of truth or facts is not lying.
Yes.
It's not lying, it's just not telling someone. If you're not ready to tell someone, at the very least, you can tell them, I'm not ready to tell you, and you wouldn't be lying to them. Or you could just not tell them, and you still wouldn't be lying to them. However, when he gave it to Ethan, she straight up lied to his face. Because there's no way he would have been like, Richard died in an accident if she hadn't told him or if she hadn't led him to believe it. So she straight up lied to him. We don't know. The thing is, we don't know what the fucking secret is. So I want to know, what do you think what the secret is?
I honestly don't know. I have a theory. It's a stupid one. I hope it's not that one, because it would be way too easy. And I mean, I figured it out. I'm 17 and I figured it out. So I mean, it would be too easy, but...
Tell us your theory.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking the other day, the writer said that we're going to see Thomas with kids again, and we know that Leah has a secret, and could be a kid somewhere. I don't know. See, it's a dumb one, and it would be way too easy.
If it was a secret kid... then I'm sorry, but what the fuck is the HPD doing? That's the kind of thing that the HPD is supposed to know when they hire someone, especially Gordon. Like, that's something that you can leverage an officer over. Like, sorry, but the HPD kind of needs to know that. So that if that's the secret, boy, that's such a lazy secret.
I have a theory too, but again, it's probably not what it is. But I would love her to be one of two things. Either I want her to be, like, super evil and related to some big bad that we'll get, like, in the later half of the season, right? So, like, we have Leah who, like, comes and infiltrates and gets all the information on, Miggy, and sees how Thomas works and sees how Juliet works and do all the recon and whatever. And then the big bad takes over once Leah is discovered. Or maybe she just tells him because she feels bad and she can't lie and she's actually fallen for him. That I would love. Or I want her to somehow be after Higgy. Like, I want Leah to be using Magnum to get to Higgy somehow.
Because
like,
Magnum
I want Leah to be part of it.
is one of her weaknesses.
And they know. Everybody knows it. No. I mean, it wasn't, like, isn't that why the Hamlers kidnapped Higgy? Because they knew that she meant so much to Magnum?
Yep.
That was mentioned, right? Like, that wasn't just in my head. That was legitimately, like, implied.
I honestly don't remember.
Implied, yes. Implied, definitely. There's no other reason for them to get her.
I was gonna say, and, like, they had been studying her schedule and stuff, so obviously they, like, instead of going directly after him, they went after her as leverage. Like, it was said, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure it was, like, said at one point. They were like, oh, they knew her schedule. Like, at one point, Rick
definitely.
That they knew her schedule.
Otherwise they wouldn't have gotten a jump on her on the horse, which we still don't know how. Mm-hmm. The only thing, honestly, the only thing that I can imagine, and I still come back to imagining about the kidnapping, is that the guy sat on a fucking tree branch and fell down into the horse with her. The only way
That's the only thing I can think of, too. Or, like, or somehow stopped the horse and, like, held her at gunpoint or something, and, like, that's all I can... But then even then, like, she's trained, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Rear up the horse and
upset.
run him over. My mind could just always comes back to falling from her going, "Rah! Gotcha!"
I mean, to me, that's about the only way that I could see it happening, too. Somebody should tweet the writers. Somebody should tweet the writers asking them how the handlers got the jump on her. Has anybody done that yet?
I don't think
but
so.
the question is,
I don't
do they
think
know?
so. Okay, well, I want one of them to at least try and tweet an answer to that. Somebody needs to tweet the writers. So if any of you out there want to tweet the writers asking how the handlers managed to get Higgins as their prisoner.
Speaking of tweeting the writers, how on earth did the information that Ivan was never going to be on the show again get out there? Like, where did that come from? Because I've never seen that.
It came from a tweet that asked if the devil that was in the title, because like the episode 6 title, as we've said before, is called Devil on Your Doorstep. So somebody had tweeted to the writers asking if the devil that was mentioned in that title was the same devil from 211, meaning Ivan. The writers answered saying, no, but good guess, which implies that he's not in that episode. It never implied that he was not coming back.
So
right?
We had a tidbit of an information and we just ran crazy with it.
Yeah, then people ran crazy and were like, oh, it's not, like, people went crazy and were like, no, he's never coming back. It's like, no, they never said he wasn't coming back. They just said he wasn't going to be in this episode and that the devil in the title is not him.
I'm still very, very sure that we'll see Fascinelli again. So sure.
Oh, yes. Well, he did vacation in Hawaii, like,
did he?
A month ago.
Did he?
Exactly.
Do we know if he vacationed?
Just a vacation? Was it just a vacation, or did he film a little something while he was there?
I mean, wasn't it around the time of episode 1, and we have Leah in episode 1, and she has a secret, and there could be Ivan in episode 1 meeting Leah? Theoretically, because
but then that would give away her secret in episode 1. And are the writers really gonna give away the secret? Like, do you think that that's the plan? I mean, it's possible they might give her secret away to us.
Did you think we had to ask them about the fucking white SUV?
I mean, it is possible that, like, the audience will find out what the secret is in episode 1, and it's just the Ohana that won't, right? So we might find out a lot earlier than, say, Magnum and whatever.
There is potential tension in there. Like, we know who it is, and we can just see Magnum be completely oblivious for once, and just see, basically, the shark circling closer and closer and closer, and we're just
will the writers do it? But will the writers do it?
Who knows? I mean, they know. Seriously, they've got some good writers on there. They could. Then again, I'm always coming back to episode 9. Just they just dropped the ball. I mean, they're good. They really have some great episodes. They really have some great cases. And then there's cases where I'm just like, there's literally no stakes, and I'm quite bored.
I mean, and they did say that they think that this season premiere is their biggest episode.
They did.
Yeah.
They did say that, right?
I think.
And then in my mind, I'm like, how do you top Higgy getting shot in the season premiere? Because that they did well. I thought they did that pretty well.
Why do you compare that to that? Did you not see the pilot?
Well, yes, of course, but that was probably different. That was different writers
getting shot.
But that was different writers.
So they talked about the biggest episode in relation to the show, not in relation of what they wrote.
True. But anyways, my mind went easily, like, how do you top, like, that tension of Higgy getting shot? Because that was an intense, like, 3 minutes or whatever it was.
I'm excited for it! Oh,
Me too. Me too.
What else?
Can't
What
wait.
else do we
We're
want?
29 days.
29 days and we still have so much work to do.
Higgy flashback. Higgy flashback.
Yes.
Young Higgy.
Don't we get young Gordon? By the way?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe. Could be.
I thought I heard something like that in the grapevine.
Maybe. I don't know.
Or did I just fall for fans getting excited over potential? I might have been.
I mean,
Might have been.
the writers said that one of the episodes, I don't remember which one, was a big episode for Gordon, but I don't know anything else.
Episode 4, I think they said.
Yeah.
And they did answer my tweet about whether or not we were, because I tweeted them asking, are we going to get a young Higgy? Because they had mentioned last season that they had plans to bring in a young Higgy, and I tweeted them, and I was like, are we going to get that young Higgy? And they were like, well, we have plans to do a flashback to one of our major characters. And then they did the wink, and they're like, and we'll leave it at that. So my brain instantly went to, okay, they're probably gonna do Higgy, but I mean, it's not, obviously not confirmed yet.
Could also be just more than one.
Exactly. So I'm hoping that we're gonna get a young Higgy, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see, because sometimes they say that they'll do something and then they don't do it.
Okay, to be fair, the most time they did that was in season 3, which was a Corona clusterfuck.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Well, they did also say they were going to do like a noir episode last season, and they didn't. We'll see if we get the Christmas episode that they're talking about for this season.
Yeah. I asked about that, and they said maybe, could be. Come on, we want it. We want
it badly.
We
want it badly.
Want it badly. So badly.
I mean, we have a fully functioning Ohana. I just want them to sit around a Christmas tree and actually be like, hey, I actually like being your family, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I wouldn't mind Thomas chasing some Santa Claus.
Or somebody kissing somebody under the mistletoe.
Yeah, don't say that too loud. We might be Thomas and Leah.
That would be okay.
It would be mid-season.
I would be okay with that.
You would be okay with that, but there's plenty of people who wouldn't be.
But I mean, my funniest like vision of that would be obviously Miggy under the mistletoe fighting like crazy because somebody's like, well, it's tradition, and they're like, we're not doing it, no, and then like one of them being like, it's just like, folklore or whatever, and then the other one being like, come on, let's just do it to get it out of the way, like, and like they don't even realize they're standing under it at first because they're fighting so hard, like they're just bickering, the typical like Miggy banter.
Yep.
I would love that. So writers, if you're in the middle of writing that episode right now, do it.
And if the writers don't, fanfiction, anyone?
I think there's a fanfiction of that, actually.
Oh!
I think there is a Mistletoe Kiss.
I think you're right,
somewhere
actually.
out there.
I must have missed that one.
There is a mistletoe one. I think you're right.
To be fair, I'm hiding in the Wamptober tags, which is coming up soon.
Yeah.
The prompts are out, so fanfiction writers, join me, because I'm really planning that stuff.
And it's gonna be good. She's planning a lot.
I can't wait, honestly.
Obviously, I'm planning 31 prompts.
Yeah. But the ideas for those 31 prompts, I can tell you, are quite good.
I can't wait.
They're gonna be good.
Yeah, and then after that is cranking out a novel time. Oops. Which is partially set on Hawaii, just a little advertisement for myself.
Nice. Nice.
But what else? What do we not want to see? What's the thing you really don't want to see this
I have
coming
something
season?
else that I want to see.
Okay, go.
Go.
I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I want a love interest for TC.
Yeah.
Definitely, I want a love interest for TC, or some multiple episode storyline for TC, because I feel like we need a little bit more TC content.
Yeah.
Give us more of that. Awesome dude.
It doesn't seem like Steven's been spending a lot of time on set these days. I've noticed.
I mean, they might be gearing up to something big mid-season or end of the season. They're still hoping we get a full season. But like, I'm just like, guys, give us some TC goodness. Thank you.
Hopefully.
Love TC, please, as much as we do.
He's such a soft bear.
Yeah, he's lovely.
I bet he gives the best hugs. I need one of his hugs.
Oh, that would be so lovely.
It would be amazing.
I wish.
Here's probably one of the most controversial things that I don't want to see this season. I don't want to see a crossover with NCIS Hawaii this season.
Yeah,
next season, maybe not this season.
Yeah, give it a season.
Because I feel like if they would cross over now, it would just be like, hey, everyone go watch NCIS Hawaii. Hawaii. And I don't know, let them establish themselves, and then they can come play with our guys.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see a crossover just yet. What else do I not want to see? I do want to see Higgy and Leah to have a scene by themselves where they have some sort of a talk, like some sort of very...
That's not about Magnum, please.
Yeah, like some sort of very emotional talk.
I feel... Okay, I'm just going to say, please pass the Bechtel test with that one. Thank you. Let them talk about anything that's not Magnum, and you can have them talk about Magnum, obviously. This is obviously connecting factor, but also please let them test the Bechtel test. Thank you.
Because we did get that between Ethan and Magnum last season.
Yes,
we did have that conversation about, she's my best friend, she's my partner, it's going to be hard for me to share her. Yeah. So if they're literally mirroring, like, Ethan and Higgy's relationship from last season, which I really hope that they're not, because, again, kind of lazy writing.
Again, not necessarily. Depends on how they pull it off.
I just don't want them to do, like, exactly what they did. Which, I mean, already we're sort of not, because, she has this secret and Ethan never did. And she's also related to more than just one character. Like, she has got her relationship with Magnum, but then she's also got her partnership with Katsumoto, which again, Ethan never did. Like, Ethan was only tied to Higgy. Yeah. Right?
And he mostly interacted with Higgy and usually not with the guys. Like, he only interacted with the guys in context of Higgy. She was usually there, and the only scene where he didn't interact with the guys in context of Higgy was actually that scene, I think.
Yeah. She was in every other scene with him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was a, like... Oh, no, there's one other scene where she's not there, and that's during the hurricane episode, when she goes to get her bag, and he's just kind of standing there awkwardly.
Yeah, but still, that's in context with Higgy. She might not be in the scene, but he wouldn't have interacted with these guys if it wasn't for Higgy being there, and it's awkward.
Well, but then the same could be said about Magnum, like, when they had that conversation, she was the reason that Ethan was there, right, to begin with, and didn't.
Yeah, but it's not this direct thing. Like in that scene where she was getting her bag, it was literally he was just waiting for her, and then awkward conversation ensued because it kind of had to.
True.
Whereas on the other thing, he's like actively being like, "Hey, you've got a problem with me? Please talk to me."
That's true.
So there's like a little bit of he wants to actually actively have Higgy's friends be okay with him, as opposed to where he's just like, I want to get out of here. Because it's very awkward.
Yeah. So we'll see how Leah interacts with the rest of them.
Yes. Why do you think Magnum wants to keep Lydia a secret, by the way?
I think it's because she's Katsumoto's partner. And I bet you anything, it comes from her. Like, I bet you anything she said, I bet you anything she says to him, please don't tell anybody about us. I'm worried about what Gordon will say. I'm worried about what the department will say. Because remember, Magnum sort of has a reputation with HPD, right? So she might be worried about like her professional reputation. Like she's dating her partner's friend.
Nemesis.
Yeah, like so it might like I always kind of saw it more as like maybe Leah was the one to say, you know, hey, like, could you not, you know? And that's why.
On the other hand, it could also be Magnum being like, hey, it might be slightly unprofessional if Gordon saw me dating you, or I might lose my friend Gordon, and we all know that his friendship with Gordon is kind of important to him.
Yep. So it's possible. We'll see.
Yeah. Love that show. So I think we're towards the end of our episode here. Thank you for being on. Do you want to plug your Twitter or Instagram where people can find you, Asia?
Well, thank you for having me, obviously.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It was really fun. Thank you.
Yay!
And yeah, it's my Twitter. It's TSM Strand, as it is STRAND. And that's it.
That's it. That's where you can find her. Go check her out. And we'll see you for the next episode. I don't even know what we're doing in the next episode. I know that we're doing something for the episode before the show comes back. Keep your eyes peeled for that. You should probably check out our social media beforehand to vote on something. There might be a Halloween episode in store. Because if the writers don't do one, we might as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for us. And today there's no spoiler part because the entire show was a spoiler today.
Kind of, yeah.
So again, thank you for being here, Asia. It was lovely. Asia, it was lovely to have you here. And see you guys around.